Hey, friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling nice today, not feeling sick or under the weather, since essentially this entire first part of the year has just been people dropping like flies, myself included. Flu, pneumonia, RSV, all that good stuff. But today we're keeping things positive and happy. No sickness today. No, thank you. We're talking about different fragrances that are better suited for spring, or fragrances that you could wear during spring that fly under the radar a bit more than maybe they should. So definitely scents that you need to know about, because some of these fragrances could help set you apart from other people, and also a bunch of them are pretty cheap, which doesn't hurt. There are some pricier ones in today's video, but a lot of them are basically being given away for free. Figure of speech. They won't actually give it to you for free, but some of these are like 20 bucks. Close enough. All of these are gonna be linked in the description below. Let's jump straight into it with this one, a newer one. Kenzo Homme Indigo. So this is not one of the cheap ones that they're giving away for free, because it's, like I said, pretty much new. But I didn't pay too terribly much for it. I ordered it from Europe, and I'll have it linked in the description, like I said, where you can pick one up if you want. It does definitely have that current Kenzo Homme DNA to it. So if you're familiar with this line, you know, the one that comes in the cool bamboo chopped bottle style, you know what I'm talking about, because they all have this similar vein that runs through them. I do like this though, it's a cool looking bottle. Reminds me of like a Bushido blade back on the PlayStation 1. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon maybe, I don't know. So this is done by Quentin Bish, and it definitely has his fingerprints all over it in terms of how the smell comes across, how the fragrance comes across. It has iris as one of the main notes, which helps set this one apart a little bit from the other fragrances in the line. And the iris is nice, fresh, pleasant, soft, not quite as in your face though, as you might expect, because it is really centered more around that like marine accord mixing with leather that was used in Kenzo Homme Eau de Parfum, for example. But with the iris here, this one does come across just a little bit fresher than that one, and almost has like a weird cozy aspect to it. I don't know, it's hard to describe. But when I smell it, I'm like, it feels nice. I don't know, it's just kind of like calming in a way. If you're a fan of the line though, you will most likely enjoy this one as well. And like most of the ones in this line, performance, pretty good. If you go really heavy with it, could be a bit much. Next up is a fragrance that used to be very difficult to find. So, I mean, if you wanted it, you had to basically go to eBay and purchase it from a scalper. But it has popped up at discounters once again in the low $30 range, making it quite affordable. Which, to be fair, for this one over here, even though it came from Europe, I paid like $65 for that one. So it's not crazy expensive, even though it's new. But this one is like half the price of that one. So a good deal cheaper, I guess you could say. It is from Montblanc, and it is Starwalker Extreme. I know what you're thinking. Oh, extreme. It's gonna be ultra powerful. Yeah, that's what it is. It's real powerful. It's moderate. It's okay in terms of performance. And you're getting it for a low $30 price point. You can let it slide a little bit. And it's not that it's apocalyptically terrible. It's just normal. So in terms of the scent, this one does not have a huge amount to do with the original Starwalker, which is this little beauty right here, which also, honestly, could fit into today's video. But this one has kind of like a green bamboo aquatic water spritzed freshness to it. It's very calming, relaxing, just a really nice under the radar cheapie. Starwalker Extreme goes for a little bit more of like a sweet overall scent profile. So it's got fruits in here like apple, pineapple, and orange. You have lavender, geranium, tonka, and sandalwood. So it has aspects of warmth and creamy sweetness, but then at the same time, it's nice and fresh and easily worn as well. It has drawn some vague comparisons to fragrances like Gucci Guilty, or even Chanel L'Homme Sport Eau Extreme, even though those two don't smell similar to each other. This kind of slots somewhere between those. It's a scent that's very hard to recommend for like $75, $80. So at that price point, not really worth it. But when you can pick it up for the price it's available for now, it's a great steal, a scent that you can easily wear in just about any situation during the spring, also during early fall, maybe even during summer evenings as well. And as far as your average Joe, Pretty much none of them know about it. Unless they saw it at TJ Maxx when it was available there, then maybe they do. We're gonna keep it cheap with the fragrance that a lot of people seem to not love all that much, but for the price point that it's going for now, I think it's actually an amazing buy. It's Varvatos XX Indigo. As of when I'm filming this video, you can find this fragrance at discounters for like the mid to low $20 price range for a 4.2 ounce size bottle, this size right here. And even at some discounters, it is under $20 for that size. Specifically, $19.51 at Fragrance X as of when I'm filming. That is just insanely cheap. So obviously, with the price point being that low, you know the demand is through the floor into the middle of the earth. Nobody's buying it, basically. But it makes sense when you think about it. Varvatos fragrances, by and large, we're talking about, again, just your average guy, are not super popular. Like, people that know fragrances know about them, obviously, and a lot of other people know about Varvatos as well. But, you know, they're not moving bottles like just about every other big brand. So where there's not a huge demand at retail, that means there's gonna be a pile up at discounters, and when there's not a huge demand at discounters, that price goes, which is what happens with pretty much all of their fragrances. For better or worse. Better for you and me, worse for John Varvatos. So as I said, Varvatos XX Indigo, not really in huge demand, but the fragrance itself is actually not too shabby. So you have mint, lemon, and pink pepper off the top. As it dries down, geranium, cardamom, patchouli, vetiver, a little bit of musk as well. This one has blue fragrance versatility in the sense that you can wear it pretty much whenever you want. Daytime, nighttime, pretty much any season. Has a nice aromatic scent profile that's there from the opening into the dry down, a little bit of sweetness in there as well. And I can still remember the first time I smelled this because it had been getting trashed. People were like, oh, it's garbage, it's totally terrible. And I saw it at a fragrance counter as I was going through my local mall, and I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and check it out. So I got it, sprayed it on, and I was like, that's not that bad. One of those things where you expect it to just be complete trash, dumpster fire garbage, right? It's a wearable, cheap blue fragrance that people are going to enjoy. And the fact that you can get it for like $20 is insane. Now I'm actually gonna work in a couple of bonus ones here. So I'm gonna give you guys 12 instead of just 10, because there was just too many for me to pick from. So I was like, well, we'll just give some bonuses. And since we're trying to keep everything cheap, here's some codes you can use to make things even cheaper. Those JOMASHOP codes change every quarter, so be aware of that. If you're watching this in the future, the codes may have changed, and they only work within the app. So you have to download the JOMASHOP app, which functions basically the exact same as their website. Then you can use those codes to save a little bit of money. Then of course, there's also Fragflex, the perfume box, and other stores as well that carry fragrances at discounts, and you can use those codes to save money at those stores as well. Now the next one is another new one. It's Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. I got this one in just after I shot my spring top 10 designer list for this year. And I had Polo 67 Eau de Toilette in there. But if I had been a little more patient, I would have put this in there. Not that I dislike Polo 67 Eau de Toilette, obviously. It was in my top 10. But I really enjoy the Eau de Parfum here. Got a really lively opening, fruity, sweet, a little bit tangy. So it's got some extra citrus in there compared to the original Eau de Toilette. It's a little more fruit focused, a little bit sweeter off the top than the original. Still has that pineapple in there as well though. And as it dries down, it gets this nice woody aspect with benzoin as well, which makes it a little bit richer, a little deeper compared to the EDT. But it still maintains that wearability from the Eau de Toilette, and it's got good performance for a freshie to boot. So Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. Now, I know this one does not fly under the radar quite as much as pretty much everything else we're gonna talk about, but I just had to put it in. Ooh, that sounds wrong. I just had to, you know? But that's why I'm giving you a couple bonus ones. So if you want, you can think of that as a bonus. Let's go Stronger With You Only next. Yes, it's a Stronger With You. Yes, everybody knows Stronger With You. But for your average person, when it comes to Stronger With You, it's basically Stronger With You Intensely. Oh, yeah, that one, oh, yeah, that's real good. Yeah, I know that. Stronger With You Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that one's good too. That's nice, yeah. Oh, the original Stronger With You? Oh, not bad. Yeah, I'll take that, it's okay. Pretty good. After that, those are the only ones, right? That's how your average person views Stronger With You. The Middle Eastern exclusives, really only people into fragrances know about those. And Stronger With You only, yeah, it's pretty much on the same track as Stronger With You Freeze, which is to say, it's just one of those things, I guess. When it comes to Stronger With You, people expect it to be crazy strong and to be for fall and winter. This one is more a spring fragrance, maybe an early fall fragrance. You could even pull it off in summer if you wanted to, because while it has pretty good performance, it doesn't have Stronger With You intensely performance. It is toned down compared to the other Stronger With Yous, which makes sense because this is a fresher take on the Stronger With You DNA. So it still has vanilla and chestnut. It's got lavender in here, a little grapefruit off the top. And I understand why it gets overlooked, because like I just said, when it comes to Stronger With You, people are like, no, I want the crazy strong stuff. The really sweet, in your face, loud, attention grabbing, fall, winter time stuff. That's what I want. And so they look at this one as like, it's a throwaway. Ugh. But it actually works really well if you give it a chance. It's got a nice zing to it, nice fresh touch, while still having that Stronger With You DNA that is such a compliment pulling monster. Now this next one is for somebody who just wants something fresh, something clean, something they can grab, spray, and go. And if they want to, they can spray 50 times. 4711 Aqua Colonia Blood Orange and Basil. Comes in a nice big size bottle that you're gonna be using all of because it is an Eau de Cologne. But don't worry, it says right here on the front that it is stimulating. So this fragrance will stimulate you in some way, shape, or form. I like citrus. I like citrus a lot. And this to me is just like spring and summer in a bottle. You can find this fragrance, a 5.7 ounce size bottle for mid to low 20s online pretty much every day. In terms of notes, I already told them to you, blood orange and basil. And it smells similar to Guerlain's Mandarin Basilic. Mandarin orange and basil, yeah, same kind of vibe going there. Only this is way cheaper. There's really only one issue with this fragrance, that it's an eau de cologne. The performance is not very good. So wear this to have something that's more intimate, that's not going to be projecting extremely loudly, but does smell fantastic and is really cheap, so you can go very heavy if you want to. But you do have to like orange. It is mainly based around that blood orange with just a little aromatic bit from the basil. Still, smells good. We're gonna keep it super fresh with the next fragrance, Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche Eau de Toilette. Valentino has Born in Roma, Uomo, blah, 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 right? This one, Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche Eau de Toilette. When you just can't decide what name you want and you just keep adding stuff on until you go, good enough. We already got Blanc, we already got Blanc Eau Fraiche. Just Eau de Toilette on the end, it's good. Do love the fragrance though, smells great. If you want something very strong, very loud, this is not. It is better than 4711, it's not a monster. That being said, for something that I'm wearing during spring, during summer, if I'm wanting to keep it fresher, I'm okay with a more moderate performing fragrance because like I said, if I want to, I can go heavier with it. Who cares? Because fragrances of this style are the types where if you go heavy, people are not gonna be offended. Now, if you get something that's crazy heavy, strong, overly sweet, syrupy, stuff like that, and you go really, really, really heavy, you run into more issues there. Okay, so let's get to the notes on this one. It has ginger, a good amount of it, along with citrus, grapefruit, and lemon. There's juniper in here, lavender, apple, and then in the dry down, some wood, cedar, vetiver, and broxton. It's got a really nice fizzy, almost gin kind of vibe going on with the way the juniper comes across with the citrus in here. And I think for a Lacoste fragrance that you can get on the cheap, it smells great in terms of quality as well. And if you're a fan of citrus, as I am, it'll scratch that itch for you. I want to shake it up a little bit, go with something kind of different. Let's go with this, Tom Ford's Eau d'Ambre Leather. Now, I know a lot of people would say, I don't really think that's a springtime fragrance. That's more fall, winter. And I'm not going to disagree with you in the sense that when you smell it, that's when most people would say, oh, that's the pristine season or seasons for that scent. Because it is a leather fragrance, of course. There's also vanilla in here. There's cardamom, ginger, and a little bit of ambrifix in the base. But it's a great change of pace scent. This is something that you could wear during the spring when everybody else is wearing stuff a little bit more like some of these. And as long as you don't go crazy heavy with it, it's going to be something that has a really sexy, appealing, sweet vanilla that kind of draws people in. And the leather in here is not animalic or challenging or anything like that. So it can work in situations where maybe it's a little bit warmer than you would typically think of for this scent. So we got 8 down, 4 more to go. Let's try to hustle on through these. Up next, Green Lover from Lempicka. This one has always been kind of funny to me because they, went out of their way to be like, yo, dog, you like green? Check this. Green bottle, name is Green Lover. Packaging has got green all over it. Pictures of the forest and the stream and everything. So you're thinking, oh, all right. You're gonna give me like a bunch of aromatics, some pine maybe, woody, like I'm right in the forest. And then they go, nah. Tell you what we will give you though, a little orange creamsicle. How's that sound? Essentially, what? Oh, this is green too. It's gonna will it disappear if I put it over here? Huh. So yeah, Green Lover is maybe not so situated for green lovers. It's got a mint and gin combo in there, which smells really nice, really clean, fizzy, a touch of aromatics, but not overdone to the point that you should name the fragrance what it's named. And then vanilla and orange in a pretty decent dose, especially the vanilla. Now it smells great. I really enjoy the way it comes across, and it's quite different from most things that are out there right now. And for the price, it's a steal, because this is another one that just maintains the cheapness. And it came out going on like 6 years ago now, and they've pretty much done nothing since, so yay. Let's do Varvatos once again. This time we're going with the Silver Basket Boy. That is the name of the fragrance, Varvatos XX Silver Basket Boy. The actual name is over here, way more boring. So typical Varvatos, pretty affordable. I like that. And this one has a good dose of vetiver. A nice clean vetiver, but with a punch of fresh spice in there. And the spice even has like a little heat to it almost. It really gets your attention when you first spray it on. There's bitter orange in here as well. So don't go into it expecting a lot of sweetness. That's not really what it's gonna be giving you, but it is a really well done, classy vetiver fragrance, kind of in the style of Tom Ford's Gray Vetiver, only more affordable. So it makes a good office fragrance, a good casual fragrance, but also more of a formal scent as well. Good versatility to it, which vetiver does have that going for it. And I know some of you out there are afraid of vetiver, you don't like it, but this one, as I said, closer to gray vetiver, easier to wear. Let's go Polo again, but this time we're going Cologne Intense. This one is a nice modern green fragrance, and the price has steadily dropped over the years, and nowadays you can find it like mid-20s. It's definitely more modern, more of a contemporary fragrance than the original Polo Green. That one is a classic hair on your chest, masculine scent from decades past. That's a real manly scent right there. Not that this one isn't, it's just easier to wear nowadays. So you got mint, grapefruit, and basil off the top, really pleasant, green, lively, brisk, well done. Has a nice classiness to it as well. You've got clary sage and thyme as it dries down, vetiver and patchouli, and a bit of ambroxan as well. Honestly, just a really good spring fragrance if you want something that smells green. Unlike Green Lover over here, this one actually is more green. And this is one that I forget about sometimes, and I go back to it, and I'm like, man, for the price, really good. And we're gonna finish with Joop. Wow. Fresh. Little dinky baby bottle here. It's so small. This one smells a little bit like Aqua Fahrenheit, which is a fragrance that I always really liked, but has been discontinued for some time. Thankfully, I got a couple bottles of it, so I'm gravy. But this kind of gets you in that wheelhouse. It's got that fresh violet note to it. That's really what's gonna tie it in with Aqua Fahrenheit. It's got a nice, pleasant, fresh, sweet aspect to it. A little bit similar, like vaguely similar to CH Men by Caroline Herrera as well. Said that weird. Caroline, blah, blah, blah. Just run it all together in my mouth. Just fall out like marbles. But yeah, another cheapie, really well done, completely under the radar, because at least in the US, not a whole lot of people wearing Joop. And when it comes to the original Joop, like that's okay. You don't need to wear that. But some of their other stuff, worth knowing about. So there it is, there we go. 12 different fragrances that fly under the radar. Well, for the most part, a couple of these are more well-known, but most of them fly under the radar and would work great during the spring, have you smelling top-notch. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.